Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is Designed Resilience, the corner of the internet where we talk about building daily habits and practices that can set you up for success to be resilient when things change in your life, whether that's loss of a job, a move, something with your kids, financial concerns, loss of a loved one, just a bad day. I mean, a million things can affect how you're managing, and resilience is important to help keep you afloat when those things happen. And so today I want to speak to the use of boundaries under the pillar of community. So the pillar of community and designed resilience speaks to this idea of cultivating a few very close, very authentic, open relationships in your life so that you have a place to go, that you trust that that person loves and cares about you and wants the best for you, that you've opened yourself up to them enough so that they can actually know and understand where you're coming from, and that you've built trust over time by being honest and exchanging life with each other. And so this is a process that takes time. And for someone like me, who is recovering codependent, who was, and still sometimes struggles with people pleasing, it can be, but who is also an extrovert. So it's that combination, right? I love being around people, but because of things from my upbringing and kind of the way that I found success early in life, I can be someone who bends over backwards for all of the people that she loves to be around. That obviously wasn't super healthy. And I've done a lot of work through therapy and reading and personal development to help me build stronger, more authentic, more reliable relationships, and to have that community of people that I can go to when I'm confused or need support. And I built that practice in myself so that when things do go wrong, I have somebody I can rely on, or some people I can rely on. So as somebody who has a connection style that used to be sort of needy, I really wanted other people's approval. I really wanted other people to tell me I was valuable, and I felt like they owned the definition of my value for a long time. And so as a recommendation for building these deep relationships, that can be scary to someone who feels like that, because first of all, you might not trust yourself to make great choices for the people that you want to connect with. You may have hurt yourself in the past through the relationships that you had or maintained. You may be afraid that if someone got that close to you, that they wouldn't like you, that there's nobody out there who's going to enjoy your company when they know exactly who you are. And that speaks to your own definition of you, because you probably don't like some things about you. So it's very natural that you would assume that other people are going to feel that way. So one of the ways that you can begin to build understanding of yourself within you and to help make good choices about these 2 or 3 people that you're going to build deep community with is to begin to develop and understand boundaries. And so there's a few steps to doing this. First, I want to start with the definition. Boundaries are about the things that you will or will not do, or will not accept for yourself. Boundaries are not rules for other people to follow, rules that other people have to abide by. And so that's an important definition, because it can be easy when you're a codependent person to stay in a relationship when your boundaries have been violated because you want that other person to conform to them. And that's not how boundaries work. Boundaries work with you setting fence lines around your heart and emotions, and then honoring and tending to those fences. So the first thing to do is to spend some time thinking about the things that make you feel great when you're in relationship, and the things that make you feel bad when you're in relationship, and just exploring those spaces. If someone texting you back within a certain amount of time makes you feel good, and when someone doesn't text you back in that certain amount of time, it makes you feel bad, that's a boundary that you could put up as you seek people for your close community. You could say, my boundary is that if you don't respond to my text message today, if you don't respond the same day I text you, then that behavior makes me feel bad. And so you're going to have to stay outside of this fence. You're going to have to stay beyond this boundary that I have. I'm not going to bring you any closer to me. Or if maybe another boundary is trust. Maybe it's, I don't, want you going through my phone. I want you to trust that I am doing, that I will give you the information about my life that I want you to have, and that you can trust that. So that's a boundary. That's a fence that you draw around your heart and emotions. And if someone crosses that fence, then you have the right to remove yourself from that situation, because that's a boundary that you have. And so exploring those things help you get to know yourself better. You know what things make you feel great in a relationship and when things make you feel bad in a relationship. When you're a people pleaser, you sometimes just sit through all of it. The goods feel really, really good. And the bads, maybe you're convinced to yourself you deserve some bad and that no relationship's going to be all good. And so exploring what each of those spectrum is can help you get to know yourself better. And then you begin the practice of setting those boundaries and watching what people do with them. Now, some people who've been used to you not having boundaries and just letting them treat you however you wanted to be treated, they're going to be upset. They're not going to like the fact that you are saying you can't do this to me, or I'm not going to accept this behavior in my life, so I'm going to put you on the outside of that boundary. So that's a normal thing that can be expected as you start to do this for yourself. Now, what you'll find is that when you look at the things that make you feel really bad, and you put up boundaries around them, and you hold that line, you enforce them. If somebody crosses and does that thing that makes you feel really bad in a relationship, and you say, we can't do that. I need you to stay outside. So maybe that's distancing yourself. Maybe that's taking a little break. Maybe that's not engaging with them as often. However, you need to protect yourself and stay inside your boundary. You'll begin to feel lighter and freer. You'll also see the people who are happy to stay outside that boundary, who are happy to honor that thing that you need to feel safe and secure. And you'll find that as you see the difference, people who break your boundaries or who get mad about breaking the fact that you have boundaries, the people who don't want to respect that, as you separate from them, and then you're left with people who are like, okay, that's a normal thing. I can respect that you would like your life to be that way, or those things to happen, or those things not to happen. You become more relaxed and more comfortable because you are having control. You are managing this exchange in the relationship. And you can begin to see and believe and get proof that the more people get to know you, and learning your boundaries is getting to know you, the more people get to know you, they can accept you and they can still enjoy your company. You don't have to be completely flexible and completely moldable for people to care about you. And it's a very empowering practice. And so if you're a person who has a million friends, but you don't know who you'd call if you got a flat tire, beginning to explore your boundaries may be a really good first step to see how you can deepen certain relationships by making more of yourself known to that other person. And also see which relationships were really just there to take advantage of you because you were letting them just walk all over your heart and emotions. I have found great success with beginning to set boundaries and just watching myself hold them. And when someone did something that violated my boundary, I had the strength to distance myself. It doesn't have to be a big blow up. It doesn't have to be a big fight. It can be more of I see this behavior. I don't want it to be part of my life. So I'm going to distance myself. Maybe I won't go to the same places as often, or maybe I won't be in the same group chats as much, or things like that. And you'll find more peace in your own life. And you'll see the people who are still close and interested in being part of what you've got going on. So To summarize, when you are working on building the community pillar of your resilience, making sure that you have some beautiful, close, authentic relationships that you can rely on when you need help or support or love or just space to be held. Start looking at the things in your current life that make you feel good and make you feel bad with your relationships, and explore what it's like to set boundaries against those things that make you feel bad, and see who violates the boundaries and see who respects it, and begin to build confidence in the fact that you can decide the behaviors and actions that you will accept and the ones that you don't want to be part of, and use that to find the relationships to really pour into, to become authentic with, and to deepen so that they can support you when you need to be resilient. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next week.